Hello everyone. Here in this module we are going to learn whole numbers. What are whole numbers? The numbers which represent complete things without any fractional part or decimals are called whole numbers. Whole numbers is represented by capital W. Whole number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinite. What are natural numbers? Counting numbers are called natural numbers. Natural number is represented by capital N. Usually we count things from 1, right? So natural number also starts from 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinite. So we can say that whole number comprises of natural numbers along with 0. Now let us see some facts of whole numbers and natural numbers. So smallest natural number is 1 and the smallest whole number is 0. There are many or infinite whole numbers. All natural numbers are whole numbers, but all whole numbers are not natural numbers. For example, 0 is whole number but it is not a natural number. Now let us see what is successor and predecessor. Successor is obtained by adding 1 to the whole number. Likewise, successor of 1 is 2, successor of 2 is 3 and so on. And predecessor of a whole number is less than a given number. So predecessor of 1 is 0, of 2 is 1, but the whole number 0 does not have any predecessor. Let us see the properties of whole number for addition. Here first of all we will see closure property. Closure itself means enclosed or closed within. If we add two whole numbers, the answer also is a whole number. Then we say that addition supports closure property. Let us see the example. Let 3 plus 4 both are whole numbers, and when we add 3 plus 4 we again get the answer, that is 7, which is also a whole number. Second property is commutative property. This property of a whole number tells the order of addition does not change the value of the sum. For example, if I change the order of 10 plus 18 to 18 plus 10, the answer doesn't alter. It remains 28 only. Associative property. Now here in this property, as you can see the example, 5 is associated with 12. On adding 5 plus 12, we get 17, and 17 plus 10 we get the answer 27. Now if I associate this 5 with 10, that is 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 12, the answer again is 27. So here we can say that order of the addition or number is not important. In other words, the numbers can be grouped in any manner so that the calculation becomes simple and fast. Now additive identity. This is the property of 0 by which the value of the whole number remains the same when added to any whole number. 0 is the additive identity of the whole number, because whenever we add 0 to any number, the identity of the number does not change or the number remains the same itself. Now let us see the properties of subtraction for the whole numbers. Closure property. When one whole number is subtracted from the another, the difference is not always a whole number. This means that whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Let us see an example. For example, 7 minus 5 is equal to 2, but 5 minus 7 is equal to minus 2, which is not a whole number. Commutative property. Similarly, here also I have taken the same example. If I change the order, that means 7 minus 5 I get the answer 2, but when I subtract 7 from 5 I get the answer minus 2, which is not equal. So here commutative property is not applicable for subtraction. Associative property. In associative property again, let us take an example, that is 8 minus of 5 minus 2. So I got the answer 5. But when I associated 8 with 5, I get the answer 1. Again both the answers are different. So we can say that associative property does not hold good for subtraction. Now let us see the properties of multiplication for the whole numbers. First of all, closure property. Yes, when we take any two whole number and multiply, the answer is also a whole number. That is, along with the question answer, both are obtained from only one set, that is a set of whole numbers. So the whole number is closed under multiplication, we can say. Commutative property. If I change the order of the questions to be multiplied, the numbers to be multiplied, the answer remains the same. For example, 4 multiplied by 9 is equals to 36. 9 multiplied by 4, the answer remains 36 only. So this is the commutative property of multiplication. Let us see the associative property. Similarly, here in example, as you see, first I associate 2 with 7, then I associate 7 with 6. On associating the numbers, I get the answer same. There is no change in the answer. So we can say that associative property of multiplication holds for whole number. Multiplicative identity. When we multiply 1 with any whole number, the product is the number itself. So we can say 1 is the multiplicative identity of the whole number. If w is a whole number here, then w multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 multiplied by w. Multiplicative property of 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. Distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now as you see here, that 10 is distributed to 20 also and 5. So when we solve this equation, we get the answer 20 plus 5, 25, multiply by 10, 250. Now on distributing 10 with 20 and 10 with 5, I get 200 plus 50 is equals to 250. The answer remains the same on distributing the number. So this is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Similarly, we'll see for subtraction. If I take 10 multiplied by 20 minus 5, that is 10 multiplied by 15 gives the answer 150. Similarly, I distribute 10 with 20 and 5. So on distributing the number with 20 and 5, I get the same answer, that is 150. So we can say that distributive property holds for subtraction also. Now properties of division. The closure property of division tells that the result of the division of the two whole number is not always a whole number. Whole numbers are not closed under division. As you can see, 14 divided by 7 is equals to 2. But if I divide 7 14 times, I will not get a whole number. Commutative property. Division of the whole numbers is not commutative also. Associative property. Division does not holds for associative property. Yes, you can see here. Division is an inverse process of multiplication. That is, if I divide 36 by 9 times, I get the answer 4. Since 9 multiplied by 4 is 36 itself. Division is a repeated subtraction. Yes, you can see here 8 divided by 4. So 8 is subtracted 4 times till I get 0. So we can say that after how many moves did we reach 0? In 4 moves. So we write 8 divided by 2 is equals to 4. Now let us solve some questions here. So here they are asking us to multiply 24 by 15 by using a property. Here I will apply distributive property. I have distributed this number into 10 plus 5 and I am distributing 24 over 10 and 5. So 24 multiplied by 10 and 24 multiplied by 5. Yes. So 24 multiplied by 10 is 240 and 24 multiplied by 5 is 100. So on adding I get the answer 340. Similarly, I am solving the another question by distributive property over subtraction. As it is already given in the question, I am just taking 121 as a common. On taking 121 as a common, 18 minus 8 remains. So 18 minus 8 is 10. So 121 multiplied by 10 gives the answer 1210. Question number 3 is given 14 plus 17 plus 6. Yes. Now if I add from simple method without using any property, that means 14 plus 17, 31 plus 6 is equals to 37. Now here I am using associative property. I am grouping the addends in convenient way as to solve the question quickly. 14 plus 6 is 20, 20 plus 17 is 37. So here you have used a combination of associative as well as commutative properties for addition. So do you think using the commutative and associative property has made the calculation easier? Of course, yes. Next question. As you can see, 8 multiplied by 1769 multiplied by 125 is given. I know that 8 multiplied by 125 will give 1000. So I am rearranging the numbers to be multiplied. So what property do I use here? Of course, I am using here associative property. 8 multiplied by 125 gives 1000 and 1000 multiplied by 1769 gives me the required answer, that is 17,69,000. Now division algorithm. If a is a whole number is divided with a non-zero whole number, that is b, then there exists unique whole number, that is q and r, such that a is equals to B multiplied by Q plus R, where A is a dividend, B is a divisor, Q is a quotient and R is the remainder. So we can say that dividend is equals to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder, and this is called division algorithm. Now here, what must be multiplied by 493 so that I'll get 1,04,516. If I make this question more simpler, let us assume 4. 4, what should be multiplied by 4 so that I'll get 12? So, if I divide 12 by 4, I'll get the quotient 3. Yes. So, 4 multiplied by 3 is equals to 12. So, here what we did? We divided 12 by 4. So, similarly, here also we have to divide 493 with 1,04,516 to get the quotient. So, as we get the quotient, that quotient when we multiply by 493, we will get the answer 1,04,516. Now, in this question, they are telling us that find the greatest 5-digit number which will be exactly divisible by greatest 2-digit numbers. Exactly divisible means there should be no remainder. The remainder should be 0. So, here I have taken the greatest 5-digit number. What is the greatest 5-digit number? 99,999, and the greatest 2-digit number is 99. On dividing the number, I get 9 as a remainder. If I remove that remainder, then I'll get a number that is 99,990. So 99,990 on dividing by 99 will leave no remainder, as we have removed the remainder here, so our remainder will come 0. So which is the greatest number? 5-digit which is exactly divisible by greatest 2-digit number, that is 99. Yes, it is 99,990. Thank you.